guys, Jonathan here, and I'm bringing you guys another video, and this video's topic is going to be revolving around bulking. Now, bulking is a very controversial topic. If I had to give a definition for bulking, this is what it would be. It's when you are in a calorie surplus above your BMR, and BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. Your basal metabolic rate is the amount of calories you have to eat every single day to maintain your current weight. So say if you need 2,000 calories to maintain your weight and you eat that in a day, you're going to stay the same weight. So when you're bulking, going above that calorie goal, which is 2,000 calories to maintain your weight, say if you eat 2,200, you're going to be gaining weight no matter what. So even if you're like a calorie over 2,000, technically, theoretically, you're going to be gaining weight. Now, this is where people actually hit a brick wall when it comes to bulking. Now, when you're trying to figure out how many calories you need to go over your BMR to bulk, this is the diameters you need to stay in if you're trying to lean bulk. So if you're still trying to gain weight, but you want to go the slow route and you want to gain as little fat as possible, I'd suggest being in the 250 calorie range above your BMR. So if your BMR is 2,000 calories, then make your intake that you eat every single day 2,250 calories. So lean bulking is the same thing as any other bulk. You're gaining muscle, but the thing with lean bulking, you're staying lean because you're gaining little amounts of fat compared to bigger amounts of fat that people gain when they're trying to dirty bulk. Now, if you're trying to gain a little bit more weight a little faster, but you still want to stay lean, gain little amounts of fat and not a lot, and still gain a decent amount of muscle, I'd suggest being at least 500 calories above your BMR. So this would be, if you're on a 2,000 calorie BMR, then you'd eat 2,500 calories every single day to meet that bulk. So if you're going to go 500 calories above your BMR, you're going to be gaining 1 pound every single week. So in 7 days, you're going to be gaining a pound. So that means in a month, you'll be gaining 4 pounds. And that's not necessarily going to be muscle at all. So a lot of people think, oh yeah, I was 120 pounds 4 months ago. Now I'm like 160 pounds. Well, guess what? About 95% of that was fat and water. So what people don't understand is that them extra excess calories that they're intaking, that's above 500 calories above their BMR, it's really going straight to fat. Like that extra calories your body really doesn't need at all. So it's really no reason that you should be eating over the 500 calorie above your BMR limit. All it's going to do is going to go to your adipose tissue, and you're going to wake up the next morning of every single day just seeing, you're not going to be seeing muscle growth, you're going to be seeing a bunch of fat growth. But if I had to suggest a time zone that you should be bulking, I'd say a max bulk 4 months. Then after that 4 months, you want to just taper off your calories a little bit and go in the lower part of the spectrum and go a little bit below your maintenance, so you can lose that fat that you gained during them 4 months. So a lot of people think they can bulk for like 6 months straight. I'm telling you guys, do not do that. You're going to be gaining so much fat. So try to taper it off at 4 months to 3 months. Do a little bulk for that amount of time. Then go into a little calorie deficit just to burn away that little fat that you gained. Then in another like month or two, go back up on the bulk. So that's how I would do it. So a lot of people have this misconception that the higher the weight and the lower the repetitions, the more muscle you're going to gain compared to the lower the weight and the higher the repetitions. So they think more intensity is better for building muscle than high volume. And that's just completely incorrect. So if I had to suggest something to you guys, I would use both. I would do both every single day. So I would have sets where you're going super heavy, then sets where you're going light and focusing more on the contraction and the stretch in your muscles. And another thing I'd like to suggest is probably the most important thing when it comes to nutrition or anything that has to do with fitness and trying to hit your goals, and that's counting your macros. I can't stress this enough. This is so important. Like, if you don't know your BMR, you don't know if you're gaining weight and you don't know if you're losing weight. I don't care if you're not eating that much. I don't care if you're eating a lot. You're still not hitting the macro goal that you need, your protein, carbs, and fats. A lot of people think, oh, I can eat a lot and I can bulk. That's not how it works. You can be eating a lot and you could not be reaching your maintenance goal. That's actually happened to me. So if you really want to see like a constant rate of change of your goals going upwards, I'd really suggest you guys start counting your macros. If you not haven't already, a lot of people count their macros, but for the people out there who don't, I'd suggest you definitely count your macros because it's very important when you're trying to gain muscle, or if you're trying to lose fat, or if you're just trying to maintain your weight. The app I personally use is called MyFitnessPal, and with this app, you can count the amount of calories you're eating every day. You can count the amount of protein, carbs, and fats. You can see the amount of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that all the food that you eat every single day has. So we're going to start with carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates is a fast energy source. Now, when you eat a carbohydrate, it either gets put the fat because you're not active, you're not using it, or it goes straight to your glycogen. Now, what glycogen is, it gets stored on your skeletal muscle, and basically it helps with your muscle contractions. It helps with the blood flow in your muscles. It helps getting certain types of nutrients your muscles need when you're working out. Now, carbohydrate is a fast energy source. So when you eat carbohydrates, say if you eat a sweet potato is actually a slow digesting carbohydrate. So it's going to be in your stomach much longer than, say, something like an apple, because apples digest very quickly because it's simple sugars, it's glucose. The next carbohydrate that I'm going to suggest for you guys is called rice. And rice is a great carbohydrate, whether it's white rice, wild rice, brown rice, it doesn't matter. All rice is great as a carbohydrate. Now, what rice is going to do in your favor, it's going to really help you store glycogen, and glycogen is very important when you're working out. Glycogen is basically the energy your muscles need when you're working out. The third carbohydrate source that I'd suggest for you is actually a banana. Now, fruits are very important for your health, obviously. It gives you potassium, it gives you vitamin C, it gives you vitamin A, it gives you all sorts of nutritious values that you need when you're working out. Now, the reason why I picked out a banana, it's because it's filled with potassium. And potassium is very important, especially if you're a bodybuilder like myself. The best time to eat a banana is after a workout. Especially for me, I put in my protein shake, and what it does is it gives you that potassium, and what that potassium does is actually relieve the cramps that people usually have after they work out. So if you have cramps after your workout, I really suggest you take a banana, put in your protein shake or your yogurt, and it's really going to help you with your cramps. Another reason why the banana is very important to eat after a workout is because it restores your glycogen levels. Glycogen levels get completely depleted after your workout from all the stress your muscles go through when you're contracting your muscles, when you're stretching your muscles, when you're moving around. Glycogen is used as that energy source to feed your muscles, and obviously your muscles need to refeed on that other glycogen that you get throughout your diet. Now, protein is a very important part of your diet, especially when you're bulking. Now, if you didn't know, protein is very involved with muscle growth and muscle repair. Now, what proteins are made of, it's actually called amino acids. And what amino acids do, they're the building blocks of your muscles and your body. A lot of people know, but your hair and your nails are made of protein. Everything in your body is made of protein. For protein, a source that I'd really suggest for you guys is actually plant-based protein. Now, for plant-based protein, obviously it's called plant-based because you get it from plants. So eat enough plant-based foods to intake a decent amount of protein. And another way to get plant-based protein is out of powdered form, and this is what I'd actually suggest so you don't have to eat so much plants. This is a very great brand. It's called Essential 10 meal replacement, and I'd really suggest this sort of powdered form because it's way easier to get the protein in without eating so much frickin' vegetables. Sources that you can get them from is almonds, walnuts, peanuts, any sort of seed. That's all great protein source. The only thing you need to watch out for in them sources is actually fat. Now, nuts, seeds, all sorts of things like that are very high in fat. Matter of fact, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is 16 grams of fat. Now, 16 grams of fat is a lot. Since we're on the topic of fats, let's talk about important fat sources you should be intaking. Certain types of food that have a lot of fat that you should be intaking. Now, if you didn't know, there's all sorts of types of fats. There's unsaturated, unsaturated, there's trans fats, there's all sorts of fats. Saturated fat is the fat that comes from animals. Foods that have a lot of saturated fat are foods such as milk, steak, eggs, chicken, fish. That's where a lot of saturated fat is, because it's animal based. The type of fat that is very healthy for you that you should be intaking is monounsaturated fat. Foods that are very high in monounsaturated fat are the foods that we really have already talked about. Nuts, seeds, anything like that are very high in monounsaturated fat, and they're very healthy for you. But don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean you can have like no limit on the amount of fat you intake. Too much of anything is bad for you. Now, fats are very important in storing energy, because that's what fats are. Fats are calories that you intake that are stored into your body, and it helps your body with, obviously, energy that you might need when you're working out, hormones, anything like that, just functioning. Fats are very important for your body. Another great place to get your fat, and it's one of my personal favorites, is actually coconut oil. Coconut oil is very high in fat, so little doses here and there are great, but not a lot, because I think 1 tablespoon of coconut oil is 16 grams of fat, and that is a lot. Personally, what I love to use coconut oil with is making my eggs, so I put it in the frying pan as an oil so it cannot stick. That's a great way you can use coconut oil, or you can put it in a protein shake. You can really do anything. You can actually make it with your steamed vegetables. It's various what you can do with coconut oil. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and leave a comment down below what you thought of this video. And if you've seen anything in this video that you're really unsure of, I will leave a comment down below trying to help you out if you are unsure of anything that I've said in this video. Look for more videos coming out soon. The next video is probably going to be a gym video. So far, I've recorded my chest high volume workout, my back high volume workout, and the last thing I need to do is legs for the high volume. So the next upload you guys are going to be seeing in the gym is actually going to be a leg high volume workout. If you haven't already, guys, please subscribe and turn on post notifications, because what that does, it notifies you when I upload a video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys.